Welcome to Sound Bites. I am your host today, Holly Whitfield, Digital Director for the Daily Memphian. I am here with our producer, Natalie Van Gundy. This week we have part 3 of our 3-episode series of rapid-fire interviews and Memphis food hot takes with Daily Memphian staffers. This has been a different approach to our normal Sound Bites podcasting formula, but we've gotten some good feedback. Before we get into all that, know that Sound Bites is the Daily Memphian's weekly food, drink, and dining podcast. Tune in on WYXR Radio every Thursday at 11, or you can listen, of course, wherever you get your podcasts, iTunes or Spotify. You can always listen at dailymemphian.com as well. If you are listening now on WYXR, up next, you can listen to the Sidebar podcast with Daily Memphian CEO Eric Barnes. This week, he's interviewing Pedro Velasquez, the executive director of LifeDoc Health. So we are going to get to our rapid fire interviews with 3 new Daily Memphian staffers, but I wanted to talk about a couple of food stories that we've had on the Daily Memphian this week and a shameless plug for a new email newsletter that we are sending out. It's the Battle of the Barbecue. That's what we're calling it because in Memphis this month, we have 2 barbecue competitions. They are happening on the same days in different locations.
It can be confusing.
It is confusing for sure. We have already, despite our attempts to dispel confusion with this Battle of the Barbecue email newsletter that you can sign up for on our website or just read the stories on dailymemphian.com. Despite our attempts, we do have people emailing us confused about which is which. So very quickly, the Memphis MA World Championship Barbecue Cooking Contest, the one that's been going on now for 45 years, this will be 46th year.
A long, long time.
A long, long time in a galaxy far away, will now be at Liberty Park. It is May 15th through 18th. That is Wednesday through Saturday.
And that is the one that has historically been on the river.
Yes, exactly. It's the one that people call Barbecue Fest, but it's the Memphis and May one.
Yes.
Was on the river, now at Midtown by the Liberty Bowl.
Or fairgrounds.
Or fairgrounds.
For people who are old school.
Yeah, whatever you call that vicinity.
That's what that is.
That's what that is. The other one is new. It's called Smoke Slam. It's also a competition. It's run by the people who run Mempho Music Fest. But Smoke Slam is May 16th through 18th, so basically the same days. And that is in Tomley Park, where the Memphis MA one used to be. So don't get it confused if you can, and do sign up for our newsletter. We went in-depth into what to expect from Smoke Slam. We're going in-depth in what to expect from the Memphis MA barbecue competition. I'm interviewing barbecue judges and longtime pitmasters, and we're going to have some barbecue recipes and other fun stuff. Okay, keeping it rolling with recent food stories. I also did a little food review for Gem, Jem, the new restaurant in the Edge District. I went real in-depth on all the dishes I tried, ate way too much. Please read it so that my overstuffed dinner is worth it. We have a couple closings as well. Vice and Virtue Coffee Shop is closing in the Arrive Hotel, but I guess the Arrive Hotel is still going to have some kind of cafe. It just won't be our local micro roastery Vice and Virtue. Yeah. The TikTok famous bakery Bluff Cakes also has closed their doors in Germantown. We have a story all about that. Blue Note Bourbon, local Memphis barreled bourbon, is now the official bourbon of Major League Pickleball. There's Major League Pickleball, question mark.
Read the story to find more.
Read the story to find more. We are all confused as well, but good for them.
Good for pickleball.
Good for pickleball. Exactly. Good. I raise a toast to Blue Note Bourbon for that. A new Yemeni cafe called Aldar, Aldar, I don't know how you say it, but Joshua Carlucci did a great story about that new cafe. So lots of good stuff.
That story was really cool.
Yeah, it's a good one. So lots of good stuff, Daily Memphian food section. Okay, on to our interviews. We have 3 Daily Memphian staffers sharing their opinions on Memphis food, giving their recommendations, lots of really good recommendations this week, and their flaming, fiery, burning, boiling hot takes. So again, this format that we've done now 3 episodes. This is our last one. We're going to do like this for a minute, we may bring it back. We have more people who work here we could talk to. But this came out of the regular conversations that Natalie and me and our regular host, Chris Harrington, have. We always talk about where we've been eating.
Little shout outs.
Occasional complaints.
Well, and another thing that kind of spurred this was, a lot of people know, especially if you're a regular listener, we were flooded out of our office downtown, and we are at least temporarily located in East Memphis now, in Clark Tower. And there's new food around us. So more to talk about what we want to try, etc.
Exactly. So that's why we did this. Let us know if you like it. But for today, we have our digital desk manager and reporter, Elle Perry, digital producer, Nick Lingerfelt, and our real estate reporter, Sophia Surrett. So I'm going to interview these guys real quick, and we're going to see what secrets they can share about Memphis food. Nick Lingerfelt is a digital producer. He optimizes all of our stories, images, emails, and more for the Daily Memphian. He is a journalist as well and was the editor for the Daily Helmsman newspaper at the University of Memphis. Nick, you have recently dipped your toe a little bit into some food writing for us. What have you been working on?
So I've been working on a little food event guide. I did one for April, had 20 events. It was a lot of reaching out and talking and getting interviews and stuff and photos. So it was a lot of good information I got there.
It's extensive.
And then this for the month of May, I've been working on that one as well. So that's been, exciting to learn about what we're doing, what's going on with food events around town.
Honestly, it is essential reading. It's more than just a list of food events. It's, like he's saying, the interviews and photos to really help you what you want to spend your money on whenever you're buying tickets. Mm-hmm. So I want to brag on you on that. Nick usually works in the afternoons and evenings, so kind of missing lunchtime. But you would always usually bring something with you to the office when we were downtown. And I guess now, what was it?
So I go to Starbucks every day.
Every day?
Every day. Except maybe a few days out of the year, but every day. And my order, I always get Trenta strawberry acai refresher, no strawberries. And sometimes I make it a lemonade, but I don't like the lemonade. I just want the water, just the straight strawberry acai juice and water. And then I like their turkey pesto paninis. So that's my daily, what I like to get.
How much caffeine is in that?
I was surprised to find out there is caffeine in it. At first, I thought there was no caffeine in it, but obviously not as much as coffee. I don't really know. All I know is that it does have caffeine in it.
A good thing to know. Now that we're in East Memphis, what's a place nearby that you've been for lunch that you liked, or a place that you're on your list to try?
So
lunch or dinner?
Or dinner. Well, I'm going to say brunch. I went to the liquor store several months ago, with my mom and my grandmother, and I got breakfast tacos, and they were delicious. So
breakfast tacos. Mm-hmm. Do you know what kind you got? Because they have options for meats and stuff.
Right. It's been several months. Had so many meals between then and now. Maybe chicken, something like that.
That sounds great.
Good. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to kind of combine two of these questions I've been asking folks, because we had a discussion in the newsroom about first date locations, and I was kind of complaining about the dearth of first date spots in East Memphis, and you had an idea for a first date, and people had mixed
It was polarizing, really.
It was. So this is Hot Takes First Dates with Nick. Tell us your thoughts.
Okay, so the date that really set this off, we were going, it was Easter when we scheduled the date, this man I was going on a date with, and I was concerned I wasn't going to be able to find a place that was open or anything like that. And then also, we had lunch with my family during the day, so it was a big meal. I was like, I just want something small, something like a dessert. Mm-hmm. And so I thought, why not Gibson's Donuts?
Yeah.
So I suggested it to him, and he's like, oh, I've never been there before. So it was a Memphis staple. I'm surprised he had never been there or heard of it. But that's where I suggested, and we went there. It was a little, there was very few people. That we were, at some points during the 2-hour-long date we were the only people there. Mm-hmm. So it was a little not good on, privacy.
Sure.
Yeah,
but you don't care.
Right, I don't care personally.
Okay. That's
but, when I told everybody else, they're like, oh, you don't have any privacy there. And I was like, I guess that's true. So and, you know, I got 2 donuts, what I was going to get. That's what I wanted. And then the person I was on a date with, he didn't get any donuts, which I thought was very strange.
Did he get coffee?
He got a Diet Coke.
Oh.
So that is, and I think it lasted him the whole 2 hours. So
interesting.
Yeah,
but,
I have not been on a second date with this person. I will just say that much.
But you thought it was a good location, actually.
At the time, looking back on it, I think you want, so where I've evolved, the hot take is I don't think Gibson's is a good first date spot.
Oh, wow. Okay, we've come full circle. Full donut, if you will.
Full donut. I would say better first date spot, a date I've been on since, like maybe like a coffee shop, like a French truck coffee. That's where a date I went on recently, we went there, and I thought that was good.
Which location?
The one on Highland.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Because the person I went on a date with did not have a car, so we had to walk there. So I think that's good. You know, you could get like just like a cup. I got tea. You could get coffee. Mm-hmm. You could get a little something to eat if you want to. And there's no really like we're sitting down for like a meal. So that is...
You're not committing to
You're
the whole
not committing.
meal.
I mean, so if you want to have like a light breakfast or something, like mid-afternoon snack, whatever it may be, you can just go there. Another good date spot, I think, and one I like to go to if I'm scheduling the date is like a Huey's or the Half Shell. Those are my 2 go-to spots because they're open late. You know, I work later. And you can... You want to go with where you know. I feel like first dates are always kind of nerve-wracking because you're meeting somebody new usually, and you want to go somewhere where you know the menu and you know what you're going to get. And that's kind of my reasoning for always wanting to go to like Huey's. Or
a familiar place. You're already dealing with unknown variables with whoever this person is.
And that's good for the coffee shop too because it's not like you're not committing to like a full meal. So, you know, it's like easier to digest, I guess.
I think this is really good insight. Yes. I'll ask you one more question. What do you think is the most underrated place in Memphis that doesn't get a lot of hype but maybe deserves it for their food?
Right.
Or something?
I mean, we've talked about this before, about pizza places. Mm-hmm. And I really feel like, some people don't like Memphis Pizza Cafe, but I do like I feel like they have good, like a barbecue chicken pizza. Buffalo chicken pizza.
It's the best one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think some people aren't fans, but I think they're good. That's another good place, going back to dates. I feel like another place where you know what you're going to get. So, yeah.
These are great things. Thank you, Nick, so much.
Thank you for having me.
We are now here with Sophia Surrett. She is a reporter covering so many things from restaurants, residential real estate, other real estate, hospitality, tourism, all the things. She joined the Daily Memphian last summer, so coming up on a year. Which of your stories has gotten the most views so far at the Daily Memphian?
I'll say it happened in the very beginning. One of the stories I first picked up was the second location for the Peach Cobbler Factory. It was moving into the Sanderland Center in East Memphis, but their first location was in Collierville. And the story got like 16,000 page views and was high on the page views for a couple of days at least. And still to this day when I was looking back at it, it's still one of my more popular stories.
And it was kind of funny because it was the second location for Memphis, but people
just really loved it, I guess. I mean, I guess it's because people travel to Collierville. And when they saw that it was coming closer, they got excited and just had to read it. I like to think it was my amazing writing, but that's probably not it. It's probably
probably a combination of factors.
Definitely.
The Peach Cobbler, your writing, great work. All right. Memphis food, hot takes is kind of what we're talking about today. I know you have a hot take. I think it's probably about restaurants in general, but it definitely applies to Memphis. What would shock the people if you told them?
I think everywhere is transitioning into an a la carte type menu. Mm-hmm. I'm paying $13, $15 for a burger with no fries. I have to get fries on the side. Mm-hmm. You have to pay for fries. And then also, I'll be out at a restaurant. You get one meal, and then maybe it comes with a side. But anything else, like, it's just going to be a la carte. I find that very annoying. And I think the hot take is that it shouldn't be like that. You should have at least one side included with your meal anywhere, because I'm going for I'm going for the experience, but I also want to not just get one thing on the menu without spending $40 or like, I don't know. And then I guess with that, just if you are going to be a la carte, at least make them more reasonably priced and not each a meal price itself.
I'm with you on that. I think that's true. I know it's been the case for a long time in some spots, but it does seem like it's taking over.
Spreading.
Yes. So we talked about Sanderland Center with the Peach Cobbler, and we talked about Huey's, which is also, they have had location in East Memphis, of course. We're in the Clark Tower now. That's our office. What spot around here have you tried that you liked for lunch, or are you about to try?
So I'll say I've tried Patrick's Neighborhood Bar and Patio. I had that probably a couple months ago, and that was really good. I had their chicken tenders. I need to go back there, though, and try something else, because I hadn't looked at the menu properly while it was my turn to order, and I ordered what someone else did. Great choice, though. Chicken fingers were great, but I do want to go back and get
You had that order panic where you had to just pick something.
Exactly. But the table that I was at had been raving about the chicken fingers, so I was like, you know what? I'm going to do that. And then I've also had Memphis Pizza Cafe. That's really good. I got the half hay meat, half buffalo chicken.
Ooh,
Very
that's an
good.
elite order.
It really
Thank you. Thank you. It's one of my favorites, now at least. And I've had City Silo at the East Memphis location, but I've had the drinks at the City Silo Germantown location, and those were good. The East Memphis one should be getting it in the summer, I think.
Right.
But the drink menu at least. And then I want to try Gibson's Donuts. I haven't had Gibson's Donuts. That's not a lunch place, but
It could be.
it could be, it could be. So I want to try that eventually.
I think that's a great list. Speaking of great things, what is the best meal that you have had in Memphis in the last 6 months?
There's been a lot, but the thing that I've only had it once, but my brain keeps coming back to it. I was like, I need to have it again. And I keep trying to justify myself getting it, but it's usually late at night and they're about to close. But Blue Monkey Cafe, their like buffalo chicken egg roll wraps are some of the best things I've ever had. I'm not a big fan of egg rolls. It's usually what they put on the inside. I'm just not like a veggie spring roll type girl. But it's just the wrapping of like the egg roll wrap with buffalo chicken, I think blue cheese, lettuce, just like the whole shebang loaded up. And they have this like really good dipping sauce. Like, it has just been on my mind, and I need to go back and get it. Like, I had it probably 4 months ago, and it's still like at the forefront of my mind. So I know I've had many other great dinners and great lunches, but that's just like the one that like top of mind.
The craveable moment. Craveable
Yes.
classic.
Yes.
Okay, speaking of lunches, dinners, breakfast maybe, which is your favorite meal of the day?
Oof. I would have to say lunch.
Lunch.
Because you can get dinner items at lunch. You can get breakfast items at lunch. I feel like people are always in the best moods at lunch. Usually. Not before. Maybe like in the middle. Because they might be hangry. But I really do feel like lunch, people are at their like top like
Energy maybe?
Yeah, they haven't had a full work day, or it's still bright outside, hopefully. And I just feel like it's good vibes at lunch.
I like that. Okay, I am throwing you a little bit of a curveball. Good first date locations in Memphis. You can speak from personal experience if you want to.
Okay. I'll start with personal experience. Celtic Crossing.
Yeah.
It's a good place for drinks and or food. It's where I had my first date with a relationship that I've had before. That was really good. Start off, good drinks, good food.
Did you sit inside or outside?
We started outside, but it was during the like heat of the summer, and we eventually had to go in the inside. It was just too much, but both are great.
Yeah.
I've had both experiences, inside and out. It's great. But I would say if you want more of like, for a date I've had, I wouldn't say it's a first date, but like for a date, I've been to SOB. That was good. And then also, I know that if you want a more boutique option, I guess you could do Beauty Shop or the liquor store.
Yeah.
I recently just went to the beauty shop, and I did not know they have little greenhouse looking outdoor seating.
Yeah.
that, oh my gosh, I haven't sat in there, but I will be making a reservation if I'm going to sit in those, which I learned that's probably better to do at that place. Because I recently went but sat at the community table, which was fine. It was just me and one other girl. But I kept staring at those greenhouses, and I wanted to sit in those. And I think that'd be really cute. Mm-hmm. Date, sit outside. You have a little greenhouse area. Calling my name.
What did you get at the beauty shop? Do you remember?
I got the traditional egg Benedict with holiday sauce. Another option. They're a la carte.
Mm-hmm. Tisk tisk.
Yeah. The meal left me feeling perfectly satisfied. I wasn't full. Or I wasn't too full. I will say one side of it would have been a perfect little sprinkle on top. But
yeah.
Can't complain. Food was good.
Food was good.
Service was good. So that made up for it.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Sophia. I really enjoyed hearing your hot takes. Give us more included sides, please, restaurants, and your first date ideas. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're listening to the Daily Memphian Sound Bites Food and Dining Podcast with me, Holly Whitfield. Today we are talking with Elle Perry, Nick Lingerfelt, and Sophia Surrett. I'm also here with our producer, Natalie Van Gundy. If you're tuning in on WYXR, keep listening for the Sidebar Podcast with Daily Memphian CEO Eric Barnes. After this, if you're listening through your podcast app, be sure to subscribe, be sure to rate it. Natalie reads all your ratings. She prints them out and tapes them to her mirror. No, she doesn't do that, but she does read them.
You don't know that.
You're right. I actually don't know that. As soon as I said it, I was like, maybe she does.
I do read them. I'll at least admit to that.
We have several other Daily Memphian podcasts as well. So head to our podcast page on our website and find out what those are. We are now here with Elle Perry. She is our digital desk manager, leading our digital desk team, optimizing all the stories, images, emails, and lots more for Daily Memphian. She's also, of course, a journalist. She has a specialization in data visualization. And you also find her writing about arts and culture in Memphis. Elle does so much. I love working with her. She is a past president of the Memphis Association of Black Journalists. And she also runs a crucial program for the Daily Memphian. Can you tell us what it is?
Yes, internship coordinator.
Yes, so you've had lots of interns over the years you've been with Daily Memphian. About how many have come through our program?
Almost 20. It's 16, so I'm going to round up a little bit.
Round up, yeah. 20 interns, managing them. Some of them have gone on to work for us or work with us. It's a really important program. Thank you for your work with it. But we are going to dive right into some food questions, rapid fire format, sort of, but feel free to share details as well. Okay, we were downtown. What was your lunch order go-to downtown?
For proximity, I like SOB just because it was walking distance.
What did you order there?
They have some kind of bowl situation.
Mm-hmm. Lasagna bowl, maybe?
Yeah, but honestly, I want to say that the duck fried rice that's what you get.
That's what you get at SOB. I like it. Okay, now that we're here, what's your lunch order now?
So now that I'm super close to Whole Foods, it's honestly probably picking up something from the buffet or prepared food.
Yes.
They do good with you can eat healthy or you can just get lasagna or something.
A little bit of both.
Yeah.
Exactly. I love that. Is there another place nearby you're planning to try?
I have not eaten at Torchy's yet. Mm-hmm. And since it's that close that I want to experience that.
You should get whatever the chicken tender taco is.
Okay.
That's my recommendation for Torchy's. That's a good one. Okay. Favorite meal of the day? Breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or one of those in-between ones?
Probably dinner.
Mm-hmm.
Breakfast is okay, you are awake and you have to eat food. So therefore, find something.
Yeah. Utilitarian.
Yeah, I feel like I eat the same stuff, which is fine.
But dinner is best because?
Time of day and just more relaxed and you're done with everything. So you might be spending more time making it, for instance, versus breakfast. Unless it's the weekend, I'm not going to do more elaborate things.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Okay, I think we're going to combine a little bit of the hot take and the first date question here. This is what we keep doing. Tell us your first date ideas. Describe how the morning, midday, afternoon, evening, whatever it is going to go.
I actually came up with this idea a long time ago because I used to work for the Business Journal, like way back when. And I would always go to Popeyes. There's like I would drive over that little hill and go to the Popeyes. That was like my lunch. Like, oh, they got a $5 box.
Yes.
That's lunch. So this originates from that. But it's like, I thought it would be super cute just from being in the area to go to Gus's on Mendenhall and then walk over to the Gibsons and get like some donuts and like that'd be really cute.
Because you have the little crossing the street moment.
Well, it's
dodging the cars, Frogger.
Well, it's kind of self-contained a little bit. So once you park, you kind of, it's been a while, but I think you have a little bit reduced Frogger moments.
Yes. Okay, so what's your Gus's order?
I like a 2-piece, like the bread or whatever. I prefer like dark, so like the thigh versus like breast, and like just if you're specifically asking me like which of the chicken pieces.
Yes, I am. I am asking you that.
The sides are good. Like I'm not that picky as far as sides go. Just pick two.
Pick two.
Fine.
Yeah. And are you a cake donut fan, or are you getting the regular yeasty donut?
I would like
is, right?
a regular donut. I feel like there was a point in my life where like I was really big on the bacon kind of, that one.
Yeah, the maple bacon.
Yes, which is still good, but like pretty much I'm the person that's like, if you get the assorted dozen, like I just want the regular glazed one. Like I don't want this stuff on it. Like I think that's great that you have those options. I'm like that with cheesecake too. Like I think it's really good that you have the variety of them. But it's like, no, I just want the regular cheesecake.
The classic done well, yeah.
Yes.
You know, I did this thing when I was with Elle Memphis that I don't know where it came from, but we like got Gus's chicken and we got Gibson's powdered donut and we like put the chicken in the powdered donut bag and shook it up or something. So like, it was not my idea, okay? And it was a fun video that we made out of it, but you're talking about just enjoying them for what they are, not shaking bags of sugar on a date.
You should actually do that on your date because let's see how they react to this.
Please try
chaos
it.
Element.
Yeah, the chaos element.
Report back.
Try it. Let us know how it goes. Okay, a couple more questions for you. Actually, I just want to ask the best meal you've had in Memphis in the last 6 months. First thing that comes to mind.
I'm so sad that Cameo got rid of the Reuben. I'm sorry.
Yes. Sorry.
I'm sorry.
I also agree.
It was so good.
Rest in peace, the Reuben with the greens on it.
So now my sandwiches are at the Mac Grocer, which they're really inventive and really delicious. So I've been getting a lot of those sandwiches, which that's not at nighttime though. So that still doesn't necessarily replace like the function of the Cameo Reuben, but they had, as we reported on, they have good like the pastrami and stuff. That's great.
At the Mad Grocer in Crosstown. Okay, underrated food in Memphis?
Underrated. I haven't gone in a while, but Vietnam restaurant in Cleveland has really good pho. Like, at some point I thought it was like the best in town.
Yes.
But I think it's good. Yes.
Yeah, and some of the other places kind of get more hype, but go back to Vietnam restaurant. Well, thank you, Elle. This has been enlightening, and we'll all have to go shake some chicken on a date.
Thank you very much.
Okay, we're coming to the end here. This is the third and final part for now of our rapid fire interviews with Daily Memphian staffers. I am sitting here with Natalie. What did you think about those takes?
Okay, I liked the Gibsons overlap between Nick's story and Elle's.
Yes.
Well, and not story, but answers.
It was a story.
Nick's was definitely a story. And you know what? My favorite part about it was that he immediately retracted the statement about Gibsons. So I like the Gibsons. And then there was also some crossover with Memphis Pizza Cafe, specifically the Buffalo Chicken Pizza.
Yes, both Sophia and I think Nick talked about those. And Sophia apparently has a whole thing about buffalo chicken because she was on about them blue monkey egg rolls.
I don't blame her for it. Buffalo chicken is delicious.
Yes, it is. It's not my favorite, weirdly, but
It's better than hot chicken.
yes, it is. I will say that. I agree.
What was your favorite takeaway?
Well, Elle said that she misses that Reuben sandwich at Cameo, and it
You
broke my
clearly
heart
agreed.
again. Yes, I sobbed into the microphone very quietly when she said that because
I edited it out. No one heard it.
And she had some new sandwiches from Mad Grocer I need to go try to fill the Reuben with green size hole in my heart. But I think Nick said a coffee shop would make a good date, of course.
Right.
And when we did get some feedback from listener Betsy. Thank you, Betsy.
Shout out to Betsy.
She agreed. She had some other good ideas. So appreciate that. You guys can email us if you have feedback or leave a comment on the story on dailymemphian.com where you can also listen to this podcast.
Exactly.
There's so many ways to hear us talk to each other.
Please talk to us and participate.
We had a couple people mention SOB again. I know we talked about that last week as well. So
You mentioned it. Well, you mentioned it, and then I piggybacked on it in a way.
Yeah.
And then it was mentioned today.
So SOB, good.
Both locations, actually.
Locations, yeah.
Yeah.
In terms of the hot takes, I really appreciated Sophia's prejudice against a la carte ordering.
Yeah. I get it.
Yeah.
For sure. In some ways, I like a la carte ordering. Mm-hmm. Maybe not the pricing of it, but the freedom of choice.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And the pricing is the cost literally associated with the freedom of that choice.
Exactly.
But yeah, hot take, a good one.
A good one, yeah. So yeah, we've talked a lot about dates and lunches in these 3 episodes. I think it's been good to do something different. So
Yeah. And there's some places, like Elle mentioned, Vietnam restaurant.
Yes.
Correct? I haven't been there in a long time, and it
Neither.
reminded me of it. And then she also mentioned Torchy's, which I know Torchy's is here. I've been there before, but I haven't thought of it in a while, despite that I drive past it at least once a week. So I need to go back over there and get a Mr. Orange taco.
Is that what you like? What's the Mr. Orange?
I think it's the salmon one. And then they also have a fried avocado one that I really like. Torchy's has some good stuff.
I like that, the taco with a chicken tender on it that they call like the trailer park or something. Like, I just like that.
Yeah. Jennifer Biggs used to tell me to order that one trashy.
Trashy, yeah.
Very good.
I don't remember what trashy means.
I think it's the queso.
Yeah.
It's a great idea. I also like, and this became the Torchy's podcast, that they have a drive-through.
They do have a drive-through.
It's fantastic. Yeah.
Torchy's is a good one.
Yeah. So.
I think that brings us to the end of this podcast.
And the series.
And the series, yeah. It's been so fun. You can tune in on WYXR every Thursday at 11 to listen to new episodes of Sound Bites. Of course, listen wherever you get your podcasts, iTunes, Spotify, dailymemphian.com. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Elle and Nick and Sophia and everybody that has been on. And thank you to everybody listening.